Yeah, most likely is in the meeting. So okay, but you can see we're streaming already. So it's good to have. I know that other people are going to come here, but today is another day, and we're here to let the whole world know about our resolve and what we stand for, who we are, and what we have continued to do in the last 42 days, non-stop. We haven't broken 42 or 43, I'm mistaken.
Yeah,
42nd. 42nd, right? Okay. Yeah, we have been consistent with our narrative and our messaging as concerning what's going on in our country, Nigeria, especially with the 2023 general elections. And we're not even about to give in or give up, not at all. One thing is very clear is the fact that with this movement, we have been able to get the whole world, especially the international community, to reckon with what's been going on. We've brought to national and international consciousness the nitty-gritty of what many people are afraid of talking about. And we've been able to let it out on a very friendly, peaceful, about the most peaceful demonstration that has ever happened in the history of Nigeria is recorded with the Free Nigeria Movement, which is a coalition of different bodies, civil society organizations, NGOs, individual support groups, leaders of youth groups across board. This was done successfully by being on the road physically for 21 days non-stop. And then, of course, much more than that, on the 30th day, there was an update with the UN, which we've also done with the ECOWAS. And we have documentations for all of this. We recorded thousands of people coming out and marching. We've not recorded any death, no loss, but we have been fierce with our messaging and our message, and even here online, the whole world can still see where we are, where we stand. And we've consistently, remained apolitical, which means that we are not about any political party or any politician or any candidate for that matter. What we're requesting is holding both individuals and institutions of government and governance accountable to doing what they must and what they should, because the growth of any society is based upon the strength of individuals, but most especially institutions. And in seeing what Professor Yakubu Mahmoud tries to do, or how he sold off completely our institution of INEC, we have to stand against it, and we're standing against it, and that's why we're calling for his head. The buck must stop with somebody, and it stops with him and his commissioners who disregarded every rules, every regulations as concerning the 2022 electoral law that was signed, into existence by President Muhammadu Buhari, which is why we're also holding President Muhammadu Buhari responsible too. When you sign a bill into law and you find people who are trying to mess it up, the onus is on you to be able to hold them accountable, because you're still the commander-in-chief, and so the bucks should stop with you. And that's why we will never relent, in speaking truth to power rightly and holding leaders accountable, right from the president down to every single citizens and institution that is there. Because, and I remember sharing with our strategic team meeting, even though this is not one, because we will continue to hold our protests, our friendly demonstration here online until our mandate is gotten back, and then we will now transform the movement into holding leaders accountable, because regardless of what happens, part of what we are as a people, as a free Nigerian movement, is to develop a free Nigerian citizen, which is an office that is higher than the office of the president of, Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Free Nigerian Citizen is the office of the citizen, who can recall, who can reward, and who can lead to a rerun, of electoral and democratic dividends. The office of the Free Nigerian Citizen is much higher because he's the one that can recall, the governors, the president, the State House of Assembly members. We have the power to recall them back, like we're holding and having the power to be able to hold them to account. It's only the citizen, the Free Nigerian Citizen, that can do that. And all this is warehoused in this movement, and it's important to explain and let the people know this is where we derive our power from. Our power is derived directly from the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and this is where we get it from. And that's why we have the audacity to be on the road, to be online, to hold to account, and also demand for what we're asking for based upon the power that is imposed on us by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and is instructive and fundamental for every member of this movement, which incidentally is a member of. If you're a member of this movement, every Nigerian is a member of this movement, because it's a Free Nigeria movement, except those who have been suppressed, submerged, relegated to the point where they are not even free to be able to, they're not even free to be Nigerian, and to be Nigerian means that you have the ability, the capacity. You don't need anybody, you don't need any permission to be able to speak, you have the what's it called now? You have is your prerogative to be able to speak what things you do not like, or when things have been broken down, laws and regulation. That's the power that you have. And so it's important to update and upgrade, Nigerian citizens, free Nigerian citizens, to understand their power and their place, in the committee of nations and even in the committee of communities and within the geographical purview that they uphold, even as Nigerians. This will continue to do to ensure that we are free from everything that is binding us, everything that wants to destroy the fabrics of our brotherhood and our shared responsibility. We will come against it, we will resist it, as we've done in the last 42 days. And that's why we're here. So today, I want to welcome everyone here. Gospel, you're welcome. Ned, you're welcome. I see Amy, you're welcome. Thank you each for being here today. We're not going to stop. We'll continue. We know that in the coming days, a lot of heat and a lot of focus will be, of course, on the judiciary. We'd like to speak from different aspects and perspective to see why the judiciary, being the last hope of the common man, must do the needful. And so tonight, as I welcome you, I want to say, I don't know who is going to begin here tonight. Chi, welcome. But it's also instructive before I pass the microphone to the next person who is going to speak. Of course, Indeed is for hosting with us here, so she's going to have to also speak before we allow any other person to begin to come in. There's something I want us to dwell on, because even as we get ready to get back on the street, we were out in association with the labor union. We were out on the streets, and of course, it's out there everywhere to commemorate with them, because the NLC and the TUC, incidentally, this is a foundation of the working class people in Nigeria. And it's upon this that every value for family and community is based. And so it was very instructive to see that they all came out en masse to support the things we're standing on, the narrative that we're sharing, and that was something that was really, really commendable, and we thank God that we had the opportunity to be able to share with them and also uphold dignity and value of humanity from their platform, on May 1st, which was yesterday. Yeah, so that was done. But I want us to as we speak to the narrative of the legality, I want you to understand something, that one of the things we're going to be holding on to, and because we're not here on the basis of any party or individual, but to look at legality of some of the things, both our electoral laws and people who are trying to break our system of governance from the place of being held accountable. I'm going to talk about a particular candidate at the end of the day so that we can see why it's important to hone in on it, and to talk about, because we're also bound by the values that we're sharing in terms of the values of love, of integrity, of doing the right thing. These are the things that are binding us. So we're also here to name and shame. So I'm going to talk about a particular candidate, who violated completely one of our values based on integrity. And we'll be holding him accountable and asking him to also to resign his position, because it is not acceptable for any individual to go against our moral values and also to break our electoral laws and rules and regulation. Who is going to take the mic from me tonight? Yes, Ndidi, you have to do that, and then we'll move to the next person that is here. Comrade Fortunatus, welcome, but I'll pass the mic to Ndidi right now. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good evening, my comrades. Dr. Mo, I thank you again for having the courage, the guts to be able to do this. And I thank our guru, my brother Njenje Media, who is a guru. I thank him because, without him, we won't be able to throw out whatever information we have here out there. So I thank you. My respect, my brother. Who else is here? I thank Ned. Ned has been consistent. Fortune, one of the leaders. Thank you for being here again today. I can see Chi is here. Gospel. Who else? Amy. Thank you, all of you, for being here. And just like our leader said, he said that whatever we're going to do tonight, we're going to have to keep whatever information that we're going to present here neutral. We're talking about our nation. Don't go personal at all, please, because we had that yesterday. So we need to be focused and make sure that whatever we're going to do today, we're going to be very, very organized, and we're here to protest. We're not here to analyze. We're not here to start giving advice. We're here to come out and scream about those things that we think are not going well in this country. So that's what we're going to do tonight. If anyone has anything else to say, that is absolutely fine. But we're going to have to stick with what we're here tonight to do, which is to protest. So before I continue, may I just ask for people to start raising their hands if they're interested in talking? It will be very, very good to have a few people. Let's start on time, because yesterday we started a bit late, and it kind of affected the way things was organized yesterday. So if you feel that your spirit leads you and you want to speak tonight, go ahead and raise your hand up, please. So just put your hands up and I'll call upon you to speak. So whoever is interested to speak, please put your hand up, and we'll start from whoever that wants to speak. So is anyone interested? Is anyone angry tonight that wants to start? I need hands up, please. Amy, thank you. Amy, did you put your hands up, or you just put it down again? I'm not sure. Yeah, come on, we're waiting. Okay, I can see Ned. Ned, you've got the mic. Thank you very much. Thank you. Go ahead and speak. 2 minutes.
Yeah. I'm I'm a Nigerian and I'm a very big lover of Nigeria. And I wonder when people do things, they don't think about the consequences. They don't think about the damage they are doing to this dear beloved country that I love so much. And I don't know the extent that people have sold their conscience, they've sold their mind that no matter what, they don't even feel bad at all. And I wonder the extent that we in this country we've actually regarding criminality, regarding things that are not supposed to be norm as our normal way of life. We've grown thick-skinned that, in fact, I know right from while growing up, I've always had the fact that elections don't count, that votes don't count, and all that in Nigeria. And the Electoral Act, as amended 2022, was brought forward, and we all were happy. We all had hope again. And I, in particular, I took it to the streets. There are people who actually, no matter what you tell them, they don't believe in Nigeria electoral process. In fact, they don't even believe in Nigeria. I went to the street, I spoke to them, I told them that don't worry. This time around is different. All you have to do is go get your PVC. All you have to do is vote for your conscience, vote your preferred candidate. This time around is different. I took it very personal and I went on it. From back to back, day to day, there's no day I'm not out there on the street talking about this, talk to people. And this time around, in fact, early hours of today, I went out to procure some materials. I'm having some renovations in my place, and I went to procure some materials. And some of the people, in fact, I've turned to sting of laughter. They like mock me. They like say, "I told you so." And is that supposed to be? Is it now that we now have accepted the fate that Nigeria is doomed for to be like this, that nothing will actually work, that once little, very small set of people, very, very small set of criminals, very, very small set of individuals who keep determining the fate and the destiny or the direction we go in this Nigeria, in this country. I stand to say no to that. Not in my time. Not in my time. I will stand, I'll protest against it. And in case they don't know the damage or the extent of the damage or the consequence of what they are doing, they are killing democracy. They are not only killing democracy, they are killing Nigeria as a whole. They are killing this country gradually. In fact, not even gradually. I said before that Nigeria is sitting on a time bomb that will soon explode if precautions are not taken, if cautions are not taken, if the right thing is not done. Let's start doing the right thing. The time is now. And we've actually gone through so many phases that at this point in time, we shouldn't be talking about what we are talking about now. We should have gone past this stage that we are in now, but we are still, like, to the greatest support, we're still here. We're still here. We're still talking about how to go about common election. And we invested so much in this in this past election, and we're having this as why do we even have to spend so much money? Why do we even have to stress at first? Why not say, okay, let's just handpick? It will get to a time that, in fact, like it is before, we don't believe in the electoral process. This time around, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad that people will not even come out because they will not have any cause, they will not have any motivation to be out there. I don't go out for elections. I don't go out for anything, voting. I don't do that. But this time is because I have this courage. I have this thing, this hope that I cling to, that it is going this time around is different. And now they are proving to me that it's not different. It's same business as usual. I say, hell no, it's not business as usual. This time I stood under the sun. I spent my time. I spent my money. I spent energy I undermined my business. I left my business behind, everything behind. I made sure that I gave it the whole of me. And you're giving me this as a result. I refuse to, I do not accept it. I will not accept this. And I reject, and I will not accept Tinubu as my president. I won't do that. And they should mind the way it goes before it leads to people carrying arms. Because one, goats normally don't bite, but when you push a goat to the wall, to get to the extent that it will bite you. So let's will I say now? I think the only hope we have is judiciary. The judiciary, please do the right thing. Do the right thing. Don't favor P2B. Don't favor Atiku. As a matter of fact, don't favor Tinubu because we know that one is on the wrong side already. Do the right thing. Uphold the law, which is your duty. Do the right thing. Don't say it's because it's presidency, you can't overturn the result, because now people believe that once it has been pronounced. It's not written on stones. Do the right thing. Let the right thing be done. And like I always say, it's not tomorrow, it's not later, it's not any, the time is now. We need freedom, and freedom is now. We need freedom now. Free Nigeria. We need to be free. I need to be free in my own country. I need to choose who I want to be my president. And if at the end of the day, it happens that, yeah, my choice of president, other majority actually are thrown this, I accept my fate, but not for you to sit down in one small closet, one small meeting and decide my fate. Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? What was that his name? Mahmoud Yakubu, or whoever he is. Who the hell are you? Don't you think about the consequences of your actions? Don't you think that there will be repercussions? Don't you think that you're killing? Don't you think that due to your actions that you've killed people? Don't you think that due to actions you've killed democracy, or you're about killing democracy? Don't you think so? Why must we be the subject of laughter? Why must we be the one? In fact, one of the international observers says that the election intrigues her. Can you imagine? Nigeria has turned to a theatrical scenario that we are not acting drama to like entertain people. I don't believe that we brought, in fact, this is our lowest low. We can't go anything lower than this. Anything lower than this is an outbreak. Please, judiciary, I'm begging you. As people will say, let God use you. Don't favor P2B. Don't favor Atiku. Do the right thing. Let the right thing be done. For once, let the right thing be done. This Nigeria, we belong to this Nigeria. I love this country with the whole of my heart. I can give anything for this country. I have no other place to go. I have no other place to live. This is my country, and I believe in this country, in this nation, Nigeria. And the time is now. PMB, President Muhammadu Buhari, since hence you cannot give us true democracy. Stop packaging anything and call it democracy for us. We want true democracy. It's either you like give us true democracy, get the hell out of my way. You can't stand to determine that this is how this country will go. Since you have the opportunity to do things right, and you failed. In fact, most people say that for all the whole thing you've been doing, that all your sins, everything you've been doing wrong will be forgiven as long as you you do the right thing, as long as you keep to your promises. Hence, you still failed again. Now, do you know the amount of courses and all? In fact, I'm even laying course on you, sir. With all due respect, you fucked up this whole process. And I'm very angry. In fact, I'm more than angry. I'm very livid with you, sir. If I can say, I'll tell you to your face that, sir, you fucked up. You fucked up big time. And judiciary, please, like I said, let God use you. Please, the right thing should be done. And the time is now, not tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ned, as always. Yes, you're absolutely right. I don't want to use the same colorful word you used, but I agree entirely with whatever you've said. I think we just need to keep pushing. We need to keep putting pressure. We need to keep even get more angry. And each time we come out here on this space to speak, that anger is reflected by the way we present our cases for people to hear us. So our voices are out there, people are listening, and we just need to keep pushing. So thank you very much. I'm going to call on Cecilia. Cecilia, before you start, can I just ask people who are interested to speak, people who are really, really angry tonight, to raise their hand up to indicate that they want to speak so that I can call up upon them immediately. And let's keep to the 2 minutes so that we'll allow more people to come out and speak. So go ahead, Cecilia, you've got the mic. Thank you.
Good evening, comrades. I just want to speak to the citizens of Nigeria. Nigeria now has become like prisoners, comfortable prisoners, prisoners that have refused to free themselves. Because as far as I am concerned, we are in prison. We can't move, we can't talk, we can't associate, we can't even protest, we can't criticize, we can't do our businesses. So Nigeria, we are prisoners that have refused to free ourselves, and we are quiet. We are quiet in this prison yard that we are. We can't move freely. Maiming, sin everywhere, like criminality everywhere. People are being maimed, people are being killed, people are being deprived of our rights. We can't pick up. And then we came again in elections with our PVCs. And then Mahmoud stood there to truncate the process. Mahmoud stood as a single person. Like my brother said, he is cursed already. I pity him. He's not even, he doesn't like his children. He doesn't even like his grandchildren. So now the judiciary, we are looking at you. Our eyes are wide open. If you like, let your name still remain in the black books. If you want to remove your name from the black book, do the right thing. Nobody's answering you to favor anyone. Give us the elections as Nigerians voted. Give us that elections as we voted. Speak and let Mahmoud go back to do the right thing. We are demanding the person that Nigeria voted to be declared as the winner. No favor, don't favor anybody. But Nigeria voted for a new Nigeria. We know who we voted for. Our children know who they voted for. So the court is in the judiciary now. We are looking at you. You are the one to salvage this situation. You, the 5 justices, you have to do the right thing. You have to do the right thing as you are there. Speak up. And then we're going to pray. We also are going to pray against every spirit that will want to blindfold you in any way. Any spirit that will want to blindfold the judiciary, be it using anything as incentive. We are praying against that. And we're praying that the Holy Spirit is going to enter the judiciary. That panel, the Holy Spirit will speak in you. Once again, Nigeria will be upheld. Nigerians will be respected. We will be respected. We'll have a country, and our children will have a country that they can call their own country. So our eyes are wide open. And then, so our President Buhari, you did what we can never forget you in the negative way. We are not going to forget you, not so easy. Not easily, won't forget you. You promised us that you were going to let these elections be conducted free, fair, credible. You promised Nigerians that you were going to leave us with this last elections credibly conducted, but you didn't do that. You stood in your house, or you sat in your house, or wherever you were, and you saw one person, that is Mahmoud, ripping and stealing our mandate, broad daylight robbery. He robbed Nigerians, broad daylight, him alone. And you sat where you sat and you were watching him. And so I pray that history will not go down well with you. And you're telling us now that you plan to be far away from us. Oh, you want to destroy Nigeria so that you will run away and be far away from us? Of course, wherever you run to, what you have left in Nigeria will follow you. It's going to trace you. If you left us with peace, that peace will follow you. If you are going to leave Nigeria, the legacy you're leaving Nigeria with, that is what will follow you wherever you're running to. Telling us that you are sorry, we should forgive you, but you plan that you're going to be far away from us. Or you want to spoil our democracy. You want to put us in a banana republic so that you will run away. Wherever you go, I'm very rest assured that what you left Nigerians with is what will follow you. If you live us with peace, you're going to have peace. If you leave us confused and you leave us in anarchy, that is exactly what will follow you wherever you're going to in this planet Earth. Unless you are not created of God, unless you are not moving on the soil, on this ground that God created. And so that is what is going to follow you. And Mahmoud, your own entire life already is cursed. It is cursed, but we're going to trust the judiciary, trusting in our God, trusting the 5-man panel that they will do the right thing. They will write their names in the books that Nigerians will never forget them. They will be celebrated. They are going to do the right thing. We believe and we trust in God. We trust that God, who is the God of peace, the God of justice, the God of equity, the God of fairness, God will going to speak in this panel, and they shall give us the right judgment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cecilia. My God, thank you so much. That was hot. And so you have prayed, so shall it be. Because we can't keep praying good prayers for these people, for God to forgive them and change their hearts. Let their hearts be hardened, so that he will teach them a lesson like he did with Pharaoh. So we're not going to say God forgive them and save them from this. Let them suffer. Let them all suffer.
Yes,
them
yes.
and their children.
Yes, they will be swallowed by the pit, the dog for Nigerians.
Yes.
Yes.
So the type of drum that they are beating for Nigeria, other people will beat it for their families and for their children and generations to come.
Exactly. They will dance it.
Yes. So thank you so much, Cecilia.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate. So let's go straight to Obi. Obi is one of our leaders. Obi, you've got the microphone.
Yeah, thank you so much. Though still on the road now, but I didn't see myself missing out again this night. So I am still protesting. I am still very much angry. My stomach is still rumbling, protesting against injustice, protesting against impunity. Impunity. What will you do? Because that is exactly what the rogue Mahmoud Yakubu did to the Nigerian populace. He looked us at the face and we're like, he didn't see anybody. You know, what are they going to do? Let them go to court. That was the height of it. I am still protesting against Mahmoud Yakubu. I am still insisting, I am still recommending, I am still demanding that Yakubu Mohammed, I refuse to call him professor at this moment because I want to believe that professors are learned people. Professors are people with head. But no, he doesn't have one. He doesn't have respect for himself. He doesn't have integrity for himself. Hence he did what he did. And so I join my brethren, I join my comrades to demand that Mahmoud Yakubu be arrested, Mahmoud Yakubu be prosecuted, Mahmoud Yakubu be jailed in Nigeria. He should be put in Kirikiri maximum prison in Nigeria. Yes. I am protesting against the judiciary also. Because for these people to look us at the face and say, go to the judiciary, they already know. that the judiciary belongs to them. But I need them to prove them otherwise. I will need the judiciary. Judiciary, prove yourself otherwise, because Mahmoud made Nigerians to understand that you are his boy. Yes, that you are at his beck and call. That you take directives from him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done what he did. So prove yourself. Prove it otherwise to Nigerians. And let me warn you. Let me warn you. Let me warn you. Judiciary, if you love your family, if you love your children, if you love your generation yet unborn, do not attract this huge cost to yourselves. People of Nigeria are praying. Children are praying. Children are praying. I saw that one child that was crying. That child that went on his knees and said, oh God, help Nigeria. Even for the cry of those children, the blood of the innocent that has been spilled in Nigeria will speak against you, will walk against you, will walk against everything that is yours. If you dare mess up with this judgment, we are calling on you. Nigeria, the fate of Nigerians today depends on you. They said we should go to court. We have respected the law. We are not as disobedient as them. We have come to the court. And I hope you don't disappoint us, because if you do, you will not be alive to tell the stories. You won't be alive to tell the stories of what is going to happen to you. Heaven will fight you. Hell will fight you. The earth will fight you. So better do the needful. And any man, any woman that will enter that court with any kind of charm, today, as Jehovah liveth and the earth remaineth, that individual, that group of people will not come out alive. Whoever will send you, whoever will buy you over to go and rob anything on the judge's shares, to go and do anything, of course it's not going to work. It will not work, because I promise you, on that day, heaven will take over that court. The channels of heaven will take over that court. God himself will be available. His presence and his power will be made superlatively manifest in that court, that they will see and know that God is God all by himself. Nigerians, those of you that have gone to sleep, those of you that say, just let it be. Woe unto you, shame unto you. Woe, you Nigerians that do not know your rights. Woe, you Nigerians that suffered and came out and cast your vote. And only one man out of 270 million Nigerians looked you on your face and say, you cannot do anything. And you're taking it, lying, who can sink her? Sorry, better wake up. I am demanding from all Nigerians that come 10th, come 12th, come 13th, let us come out en masse on the streets of Nigeria and let them know that we are not sleeping, and let them know that we are still aware of what is going on, and let them know that we are waiting, let them know that we are still conscious of the situation, and that we are taking no rest until the right judgment is given, until the mandate of Nigerians is restored. We ask for equity. It's not too much to ask. We ask for peace. It's not too much to ask. We ask for unity. It's not too much to ask. President Muhammadu Buhari, you're counting your days. Your own is small matter. Your own is small matter. Thank God. God help you people.
Thank you, Obi, as always. Thank you. You've spoken, and I hope that they are listening, because we are not backing down. We're here for the long haul. We'll stay here and we'll keep demanding for our rights. We'll keep asking for justice to be done. We'll keep asking for the right thing to be done by the judiciary. We're not asking them to give anyone that is not the winner. We're not asking them to favor anyone. We're just asking them to give. If A was the one that actually won the election, give it to A. If it is B, the same thing. That's all we're asking for. Don't give anyone any extra vote, anything. No, that's not what we're asking for. We're asking for them to do the right thing, to do the justice that everyone expects them to carry out. Thank you. Gospel, are you there? Take the mic, please. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you more for this opportunity that is granting one to actually vent, because indeed the events that has happened in Nigeria, and all of the time, each time the thought of it comes to my mind, it's almost like one should throw up, and then it's headache. It's a good opportunity for one to actually vent in an atmosphere of this sort. And I do hope that our message will get to these wicked people. The Bible says God will not justify the wicked, God will not forsake the righteous. The righteousness of a righteous man will speak for him, and the wickedness of a wicked man will speak for him. And those that have sown evil discord, evil seed, they will reap the same for our nation, Nigeria. We are in a time in the 21st century where we expect Nigeria to have forsaken some evil act, and yet some people, unimaginable. I just cannot place it. I just cannot place the height of the impunity that somebody can stand in the face of 200 Nigerians and just undermine the electoral act, undermine all of the principles, and just damn the consequence, and just put his fingers in the eyes of these millions of Nigerians, and just pronounce what is not. It is so painful, it is so aggrieving, it is evil, as a matter of fact. And for Nigerians, I don't know, but I just believe Nigerians, who they are, that we are complacent, that we are just stay quiet up to this moment for what such disaster that has been done to us. Seeing that we actually want to follow the right course, okay, appearing in court, my concern now is that the judiciary, after APC hits their cohort, the president and their spokesperson, Mahmoud, has committed atrocity of this sort, Nigerians are just patiently waiting for the last card to be played. Let them know that Nigerians are waiting for the last card to be played. Their names have been published in every media. We know the 5-man committee that constitute the panel at the tribunal. We know them. Their family members, they have relations here and there. They should know that they have an opportunity to write their name with golden pen for Nigeria, not to forget themselves and the entire family in the days to come, and that prosperity will speak for them. If they choose to go the other route and to compromise, the same disaster is same that they are releasing for themselves and their generation. I'm sure none of those judges, it's not above 55 thereabout. They would have gone a large part above their life. If they want to spend the rest in cost and in disaster or compromise of any sort, and they cannot stand up tall to say the truth and to deliver Nigerians from the shackle of a single man who has raised money that we don't know from where, and is buying the soul and life of the Nigerian people. I'm a student of political economy, and as I begin to even process what is happening in Nigeria and the state that we are, each day I thought of it. Each day I thought of it. I'm just seeing how we are gradually tiptoeing, taking every wrong step into a ditch that we probably might not come back from, if not for the mercies of God. And so these judges, they are my focus today. They should make every effort to silence and to reverse the evil pronouncement from that man you people call Mahmoud, not Mahmoud, for all I care. The Buhari too. We people like us understand the things that are happening. For the evil and the atrocity and what they've achieved, and they've been able successfully to make a statement that Nigeria belongs to a few people. These judges, they ought to be the voice of Nigeria. Let them hear it, let it get to them that they have an opportunity to turn the tide up around. Because I know that Nigerians are just a large percent of Nigeria, especially the high number of young Nigerians that are informed, that are quite aware of this impunity and this evil that was done. Their only hope and all that is keeping them waiting patiently is to see the position of the court. If the court contributes to this disaster, then Nigerians will not be left with any option but to fight and to take their destiny by their own hands. Whatever it is that it will lead to, we'll be ready to fight it out. Because we cannot just be alive. We cannot just be alive and our two eyes open and somebody is bringing cutlass to chop out our head and we'll just stand looking. We young Nigerians will not be the ones sacrificing our life for these people who already are in their 80s. They are the ones that are meant to do otherwise. So we are in a precarious time. We are in a dangerous moment. Nigerians being quiet does not mean that we are adamant or we are not aware of what has been done to us. We are just waiting that the court, they should hear it. From Ariwola to all of them, first of all, this first trial court at the Court of Appeal that is taking, they should uphold the position of truth. They should uphold the position of truth. They should stand in place because God is watching. Millions of Nigerians are in their closeness, sleepless nights praying. They shouldn't expose themselves to a deluge of curses. They shouldn't do that because tomorrow this might happen to be something that they might probably not be able to reverse. I don't know any amount of money that they are going to collect from these people whose business is just to buy people's souls and their life, truncating destinies and everything, and they expect Nigerians to become a society of drug addicts. If this is the direction that we are seeing, if this is the future that we are envisaging, if those judges know that Nigeria is their country and they have hope and destiny here, no matter any promise that they have promised them that they are going to settle their children and their generation in outside country, and they let them know that this is where they belong. There is no amount of money that they are going to collect from anywhere that will make a change. Let them stand for truth. Let them stand for truth. Let them stand for truth, because there are Nigerians that are willing to put their life on the line. It is not going to, as a matter of fact, today, I was already thinking, I was seeing pages of Nigerians who are running to outside countries here and there. But this is our country. Anywhere anyone go, this is our place. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you as well. We've heard what you've said. And yes, we know our common enemy in this country, Professor Yakubu Mahmoud. He is our common enemy. And that's why we're asking for him to be prosecuted. And we're asking for him to be tried in Nigeria, and for him to be sacked, and for him to be jailed in this country, in Nigeria. So That is all we're asking for. Then the judiciary will be keeping an eye on you as well. So with that said, shall we go straight to our comrade, Fortune? Fortune, take the mic. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm still very much pained. But this evening, I would want to take my protest to the judiciary, especially the 5-man judges from the panel. And I want to ask the question, would there be you if there is no law? Would there be you if there is no constitution guiding Nigeria? Because if there is no constitution and there is no law, then we do not need you. But because we have a constitution, we are governed by a constitution, and we have rules governing us as a nation. That is why we have responsibility as a judge is to offer justice in fairness, not to twist the law or not to take bribe. Because if you are, by virtue of your profession as a judge, you have been put in a place to determine what is good or what is right from what is wrong. You don't even need to be here to tell you to do what is right or what is wrong, because you constitutionally, you took an oath of office. You took an oath to defend the law in every circumstance, in every situation. So I'm coming to the judiciary. We have electoral rules, as amended by 2022. We have the constitution guiding us, which says 25% in the FCT. And this is not the first time. This same 25% was deliberated upon in 2008. And the same judiciary stood and said, no, 25% is certain from the FCT, and they ruled. The same issue is before you now. Will you shoot yourself on your leg? Judiciary, I'm asking you, will you shoot yourself on your leg? Let's do the right thing. Mr. President has deceived us, because I watch him wholeheartedly on the TV declaring that he is going to offer a legacy. He's going to leave a legacy in Nigeria by conducting the most credible election in 2023. He even swore that he is going to deal decisively with anyone who tries to truncate the credibility of the election. But what happened? Mr. President, and all that he thought he's going to fight took place, and he didn't even utter a word. He is an accomplice, as far as I'm concerned. And all these things that has happened in 2023 is a calculated plan of what the president, the INEC chairman, and the APC leadership. And God will never forgive them. The Nigerian people will never forgive them. But God will still show them that, yes, he is God. And he is bigger and greater than them. And he rules over the affairs of men. You see how arrogantly they said, go to court. We know what that means. Somebody did something wrong and asks you, dared you in your face to go to court. That alone is a dent on the judiciary. And I expect them to correct that. Because it's not only in Nigeria here, where it's not only Nigeria. The international community is watching them. And I keep asking, the list of the age of the judges that have been appointed, I don't think is there any one of them less than 58. And I want to ask, what are you going to do with the bribe that you will receive to destroy the constitutional framework of Nigeria? Which bribe? What are you going to do with it? What have you not seen that you would sell yourself to destroy Nigeria? But I know that they are credible people. I know that we have mothers there, we have fathers there as judges, as panel members, and I know that they know what is right and they will do what is right. I am trusting on the judiciary, the judges. I know they will do what is right because they have conscience. They are humans. They are not evil. And they will uphold the law. And rule of law will come to play in Nigeria. I don't want to say much today, but I yield my mic here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Comrade Fortune. Thank you. Thank you. As always, you've spoken. And hopefully, especially with the judiciary, I mean, you made a great point here because none of them, from what the picture I saw, I think, I mean, they can be less than 52. The youngest can't even be less than that. So what are they going to do with the money they are going to get, the bribe? So it's a very good question. So, I mean, whatever we have, we've collected all over the world. In our lifetime, will be left on this planet as we live. When we vacate, we leave everything here. So it is vanity upon vanity. And whatever you sow, you shall reap. Whatever you sow, you shall reap. So if they think that they're just going to collect all this and stay here forever, it doesn't work like that. The only thing that will follow you through in your life and death is your name. What have you done? What have you done when you are alive, when you were alive? So that is what people need to understand when they want to take bribe, when they want to disenfranchise a whole country. Over 200 million people in this country, and most of them are actually young people. Young people suffering. What are you going to say to them when you're there in front of God, judgment throne, and you're standing there, and what are you going to be saying? Please, let them heed to what we are saying. That's all we're asking for. Thank you very much, Comrade Fortune. Let's go straight to Comrade Austin. Comrade Austin, you've got the mic. Thank you. 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. My fellow comrades, it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of this conversation tonight again. Each time I pick up my phone to be a part of this conversation, it gives me this sense of happiness and joy and fulfillment that I'm part of the narratives. Yeah, we've all spoken well, and of course, what we are doing is that we are coming to recharge ourselves. And when we come like here, we talk and, we are charged up, and it's like we are reinvigorated, to push ahead, against the odds. Whether people are coming up, not coming up, we don't care. We are resolved in what we know that is possible. Yeah. The reason why there are clouds of uncertainty with regards to the judges is because of our weak institutions. Because INEC had an opportunity to actually put his name in the annals of our history books. But of course, his name, as far as we are concerned, has actually entered our bad books. And that is for life. And even our president, he too had the opportunity to have done that, but of course he failed. He's now asking that we should forgive him. And we say, no, we will not. Such offense that he has committed against the nation of Nigeria. it's unpardonable. It's unpardonable. But that's fine. Now, I want to say this to our judiciary. Now we are looking up to them. INEC had the opportunity of doing the needful. It didn't do it. And now it's the turn of our judiciary to do the needful. And I want to remind our judiciary that what they should have at the back of their mind is that their loyalty should not. They should understand the fact that Nigeria is a democratic government, and there are 3 tiers of government, and they are meant to operate independently. That's independent of the 3 tiers of government. They all have their own equal rights, so to say, to operate at their own pace without, fear of coercion or whatever the name is. And they should understand the fact that on this basis, their loyalty should not be to individuals. Their loyalty should be to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is to the Federal Republic of Nigeria's Constitution that their loyalty should be, and not to individuals. This is why we have weak institutions everywhere. It is because the reason why there's so much impunity in the system is because our systems, our institutions are so weak. They don't know what their rules are. They are so extremely weak. And lastly, our judiciary. Our judges that have been, nominated to preside over this issue. Please, let me remind you that your loyalty is not to Buhari. Your loyalty is not to the CJN. Your loyalty should be to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Other advanced nations that are working, as we can see, their loyalty is not to individuals. Like US and the UK, their loyalty is not to the Prime Minister or the President of those countries, but it's to the Constitution of those countries. So our judiciary, please note, on a last note, that your loyalty, let me remind you, it should not be to individuals, but your loyalty should be to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. On that note, whatever justice you are going to give, have it in mind, let it be balanced, let it be fair. We know as Nigerians who actually Nigerians only wanted, to be the president of Nigeria. But of course, INEC Mahmoud, that was supposed to have actually, dictate the tune, decided to favor, the party as against the institution of Nigeria. On this note, our judiciary, you are our last hope. We are looking up to you. The whole world is looking up to you. Please be reminded, your loyalty should be to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and not to Buhari or to a political party, because by so doing, you are killing this country the more. And Nigeria, as we know, has drifted. We are drifting towards abyss. And if you decide to dance to the tune of the politicians as against the Constitution that you are supposed to uphold, well, your name will equally enter the wrong books in our history. Thank you.
So with that said, our comrade Austin, I think we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much. And once again, I thank each and every one of you. The people that have their hands up, I can see you. I can see Chi, and I can see Joel. But you're going to have to come back tomorrow because we've gone past our time. So I'm going to quickly round up and hand over to our leader, Dr. Mo, to just round up before we finally close for the day. Thank you so much, Dr. Mo. I hand over the mic to you.
Thank you. It's been a 1 hour of very good protest, analyzing, speaking truth to power, and holding leaders accountable. We encourage everyone to be strong and be steady. This is what it's about. It's been a learning process for a lot of people. It's been a curve of on learning some things and understanding the processes of governance, and understanding also what we do before elections, at elections, and also after elections, and to also understand how we can begin to also galvanize and recalibrate as we continue to hold our leaders accountable. As I said during the beginning of today's protest, I said we're going to hit the ground running come the 10th, the 12th, and the 15th during the court rulings. We're going to be on the streets, and I need everyone to prepare towards that. Save your money, save your lunch pack. We're going to do everything. This is going to be a collective protest, you know, to ensure that we put maximum force on the people. I'm working some other modalities, but it's also important. In the next few days, more announcement will be made. Nothing is cast on in stone yet, because we're trying to ensure that all that we'll be needing to ensure that we have a smooth demonstration and a friendly one, that matter done, it's put in place. That being said, our messaging remain the same, our protests remain the same. We're asking, 4 demands are still sacrosanct. But I want to thank each and every one of you. For those who can speak today, tomorrow, you will have to come on time, and then you're going to speak, and also take your protest rightly. We want to ensure that we keep it at the 1 hour time range, because you're reminded again, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. I want to thank each and every one of you who have been holding up. This is how we'll keep holding up. When the story is told at the end of the day, and we're going to tell our stories. When our story is told, we're going to take roll calls. When Mandela spent 27 years in prison, it's not 27 days. It's not 27 weeks. It's not 27 months. It is 27 years. And he had a choice, like many had a choice. You can decide that what's going on does not befit you anymore. You're tired, like many have, you know, given in. And I want to say, Ned, I remember what you said. If people do not mock you, then it means that you're not standing on the right path. You know, everyone here, you need to get to that point where you are being mocked, you are being ridiculed, you are being castigated, you are being told all kinds of things. You should expect that. You remember a few weeks ago, some of us were trailed, were marked. You know, they wanted to physically hurt, harm, and kill us. Literally, that's what happened. But we stood our ground, and we're still here because understanding the technology of fear and how these guys operate. Yes, it's not just fear, but it's maximum. But people were fighting against very high level demonic, you know, principalities. And it's important to note that. So the days ahead are not going to be easy. And I want you to strap yourself very in and get ready, because it's going to get fierce and it's going to get tougher, you know. But like they say, only the strong will survive. We're going to test our strength stability even as we move forward with these parties. We're going to stay friendly. We're going to stay focused. We're going to ensure that we stay with our nationalistic narrative, and messaging, and we're going to name and shame appropriately. Tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing something, because our time is gone, concerning a particular candidate who has more than broken, you know, everything that we are standing on. You know, we're going to name and shame him and ask, you know, that he should honorably resign and pull off if he has any sense and any iota of integrity left. That being said, we will take our usual commitment as to the pledge, you know, to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But before then, I remind us again that freedom cometh by struggle. Freedom comes by struggle, by struggle. Freedom comes. Freedom cometh by struggle. Freedom comes by struggle, by struggle. Freedom comes. Freedom cometh by struggle. Freedom comes by struggle, by struggle. Freedom. After the count of 3, place your hand on your chest and let's say the national pledge together. 1, 2, 3. I pledge to Nigeria my country to be faithful, loyal, and honest. Serve Nigeria with all strength. Defend our unity and uphold the honor of the country. So help me God.
So help me God. Amen.
Good night, everyone, and stay blessed. Same time, same place tomorrow.
Good night,
Rise up.
everyone. Dr. Mo, good night to
Good
you.
night.
Good night. Good night,
Everyone,
Madam.
Good night, family.
Ndidi.
good night.
Hello,
Love you
Ndidi.
all.
Yes,
Hello,
Bye.
Ndidi.
yes.
Good night. You didn't allow us to speak
I am very, very
today.
sorry.
Why?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that the time we are running out of time. And tomorrow, you'll be the first person to speak.
15 hours.
Dr. Mo, please take notes.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
Okay, good night.